What if you could grow your business without sacrificing your faith, your health, or your family? Most people doubt it's possible, but God's way actually brings more success and more peace. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a business without burning out by slowing down, putting God and your family first, and following steps that create both growth and peace in your business. I'm Kyle White, and after a very successful career in real estate, I've coached countless entrepreneurs on how to grow with clarity, confidence, and peace, the way that God intended. And today, I'll share a few simple things that you can start doing right now to take back control of your business and your life. So here's what you're probably thinking. Can I really succeed in my business and grow my business if I slow down by putting God and my family first? So I used to wrestle with this also. In fact, I thought the only way to succeed was to push harder, sleep less, and hustle more. And the world tells us you should work now and you should rest later. But I want you to hear me. That's not God's plan for you, because you really can put God and your family first and still run an extremely successful business. Jesus once told a story that flips the world's wisdom upside down. In Luke 12, he spoke of the rich fool, a man whose barns were overflowing. But instead of slowing down, instead of turning to God, the man said to himself, I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones, then I'll take life easy. But God's response was chilling. You fool, he says. This very night your life will be demanded of you. Then who will get what you prepared for yourself? The reason why I'm telling you this is because the rich fool thought success came from more barns, more storage, more hustle. But in God's eyes, he wasn't rich at all. He was actually empty. And here's what that means to us. Success isn't about how much you can accumulate. It's about whether you're aligned with God's will. So Pastor John Piper told a story about retirement. He described a couple who retired early. They bought a boat and spent their golden years collecting seashells on a beach. And Piper's words hit hard. He said, don't waste your life collecting shells. Think about it. What if the success that we're chasing is nothing more than a pile of shells? More deals, bigger barns, higher numbers on a screen. And yet, our kids might grow up without us. Our marriages might dry out. Our faith may shrivel. That's not winning. That's burnout dressed as success. Because what if we gain the entire world, but we lose our souls? It's like running the wrong marathon. Imagine push yourself to the point of exhaustion, sweat dripping, your legs are burning, only to realize that you're running in the wrong direction the entire time. That's what it feels like when you chase business growth, but you leave God and your family behind. Because slowing down isn't a weakness. Let's get this very clear. Slowing down is not a weakness. It's course correction. Because you can have growth in your business and peace in your life. God himself modeled this for us during creation, right? 6 days he worked, and then he rested. Let's be clear, God did not rest because he was tired. God does not rest, but he wanted to show us a rhythm of life. Slowing down and putting God first is not an obstacle to success. It's the very design of success. When you stop, when you honor Sabbath, when you sit at the dinner table with your family and you leave your phone in the other room, that's not wasted time, that's growth. That's worship. And worship leads to peace, clarity, and strength to run the race that God has actually called you to run. I can't tell you how many times when I was running my business, I thought, if I don't answer this call, if I don't close this deal, my business is going to suffer. But the opposite was actually true. Every time that I trusted God enough to slow down, to pray before a meeting, to prioritize my family, or to take a day of rest on the Sabbath, he gave me what I actually needed in my life, peace. Because I thought that getting more money, getting more things would bring peace, but that's not true. Because all I was chasing was the world's design of success. But I never had that. I never had peace. It's the same principle as the loaves and the fishes. 5 loaves and 2 fish shouldn't have fed thousands of people. Never should happen. But in Jesus' hands, it was more than enough. And that's exactly how your business works when you surrender to him. So the question is, can you really succeed if you slow down and put God and your family first? The answer is yes, because God's definition of success has nothing to do with hustle and everything to do with faithfulness, which is a simple business strategy in itself. It might look slower or feel slower to you at first, but when you realize it's the small, simple rhythms that actually created your success, not more, most likely less, you'll quickly realize that those same simple rhythms is what will grow your business to become more successful. So if this is connecting with you and you want practical steps to build your business God's way without burning out, I put together a free resource called the 12 Laws of Faith-Driven Success. It's a quick guide that shows you the biblical principles that I see in almost every thriving Christian business. The link is in the description below. So now, if slowing down and putting God and your family first is the foundation, the next question is obvious. How do you actually grow your business without wearing yourself out? But here's the truth. God didn't design you to constantly run on empty. He designed you to build wisely with order, clarity, and rest. So let's talk through how that works. The story of Moses and Jethro is one of the best business lessons in all of Scripture, and it comes from Exodus 18. Moses had the Israelites out of Egypt, and now, day after day, he sat as the judge over all the people. From morning until evening, crowds lined up with their disputes, waiting for Moses to decide. He was exhausted, overwhelmed, and worn out. Then his father-in-law Jethro pulled him aside, and he said in Exodus 18, he said, "What you are doing is not good. You and these people who come to you will only wear yourselves out. The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone." Jethro gave Moses a new system, and this is a system that a lot of people, a lot of Christian leaders need in their businesses. Delegation. Jethro taught Moses how to delegate over thousands of people, then hundreds, then 50s, and then 10s. He set up a system for them. Moses would only handle the hardest cases. The rest be managed by capable men who feared God. And guess what? That worked. The people were satisfied. Moses had space to breathe, and the nation grew strong. And the reason why I'm telling you this is that same principle applies to you in your business. If you carry it all on your own, you'll break under the weight. When you build systems, delegate wisely, eliminate what you don't need, and let others step into their God-given gifts, your business will grow without exhausting you. In Matthew 11, Jesus tells us, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light." The reference in that is yoke. It's a farming tool. It links two oxen together so they share the weight of the plow. Alone, an ox will collapse under the weight, under the strain. But together, they can pull twice as much with half the effort. Growing your business God's way is like taking on his yoke. You're no longer straining in your own strength. You're walking in step with him, letting him carry the load. Just think about it this way. If you're trying to grow your business by hustling harder, you'll hit a wall. But if you grow by aligning with God's design, you'll find clarity, strength, and multiplication. And how are we going to do this? We're going to build systems that free you from just putting out fires all day long and just living and working your business from reaction. We don't want that. And we're going to delegate to capable people and trust them with responsibility. And I'm going to show you how you can afford that in another video. Then we're going to set boundaries so your work doesn't have to swallow your entire life. It's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things in the right order. Pastor Andy Stanley once said, "Do only what you can do." And that line sticks with me. Because as a leader, your job is not to do everything. You're probably wearing too many hats right now. Your job is to focus on the things God uniquely called you to do and empower others to handle the rest. And that's not laziness. That's wisdom and that's stewardship. So here's the point. How do you grow your business without exhausting yourself? You stop trying to do it all in your own strength. First, you eliminate. You build systems and you delegate. You trust God enough to take his yoke instead of carrying the whole plow by yourself. Because exhaustion is not a badge of honor. Fruitfulness is. And fruitfulness comes when you grow the way God designed and in step with him. So if we know that building systems and learning to delegate will free you from carrying everything on your shoulders, but that still leaves one big question for us. What habits will actually keep you from slipping back into burnout? Because no matter how good your strategy is, if your daily rhythms are broken, exhaustion will creep back in. Burnout isn't just about working too many hours. It's about working in the wrong way, the wrong focus, the wrong rhythms. That's why even non-Christian business leaders are obsessed with this question. How do I protect myself from burning out while still growing? And the truth is, many of the best strategies align perfectly with biblical wisdom. So let's dive into it. Strategy number 1, build systems that simplify. Business leaders like Michael Gerber, author of The E-Myth, he talks about creating systems so the business doesn't depend on you for every detail. Without systems, you're stuck in constant firefighting. You're putting out fires all day long. And the scripture agrees, because in Proverbs 24:3, it says, "By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established." Systems are wisdom at work. They create order. They give you breathing room. And here's a practical example that you can implement today. Automate your client follow-ups. Create processes for onboarding new people. And set up checklists so others can step in. Take the extra time to create a standard operating procedure for every step of your process. Every system you build is like laying another brick on a strong foundation. Strategy number 2 is delegate to your strengths. Jim Collins in the book Good to Great said the best leaders put the right people on the bus and in the right seats. In other words, stop trying to do everything. Focus on what only you can do and what you do best, and trust the others with the rest. We already saw this with Moses and Jethro in Exodus 18 when Jethro tells him, "The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone." Here's a practical example. If you love vision casting, but you hate bookkeeping, hire a bookkeeper. If sales drain you, but building relationships fuels you, focus there and let someone else handle the cold calls. Delegation isn't a weakness, it's stewardship. Strategy number 3 is focus on the work that you love. Some business gurus talk about finding your zone of genius, and Christians call it our God-given calling. What is our God-given calling in our business? Satisfaction in your work is not a selfish desire, it's a gift. So here's a practical example. If you feel most alive leading people or creating solutions, spend more time there. The more you align with your God-given wiring, the less drained you feel and the more energized you become. Number 4, this one's super powerful. Remember your why. Why did you start? Simon Sinek made a book called Start With Why. He made it famous in the business world. And the Bible actually said it first, because in Colossians 3:23 it says, whatever you do, work with it all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Remember why you started and what you're working for. Your why isn't just profit. It's not even just freedom. Your why should be serving God, loving people, and leaving an eternal impact. But what drew you to this business? And what is it that you love to do within this business? Remember why you started. Here's a practical example. Keep a written statement of your why where you can see it daily. That reminder will guard you against burnout because it keeps the grind connected to a greater purpose. And strategy number 5 is you need to build renewal into your routine. Even the best CEOs know they need rhythms of rest. They call it meditation, time off, or strategic recovery. We call it Sabbath. We call it time off. Jesus modeled this in Mark 1:35. He slipped away early to pray. The Sabbath command reminds us to rest. Renewal isn't a reward after work. It's fuel for the work. Here's a practical example. You need to block time on your calendar for rest, the same way you block meetings. Treat it as a non-negotiable. Shut your phone off, put it away, shut your laptop. Because if you don't schedule your renewal, burnout will schedule itself for you. So here's the point. Protecting yourself from burnout isn't just about cutting hours or trying harder to rest. It's about building your business with wisdom by setting up systems to simplify, by delegation and letting it free you, by loving your work and let it fuel you, by remembering why your why anchors you, and renewal restores you. These aren't just business hacks, they're biblical principles, and when you align them, you'll find that you can go stronger, lead better, and serve longer without burning out. So if you want to learn more about one of the best things you can do for your business and help simplify your business and how to properly manage your money as a Christian business owner, check out this other video that we just made. Now remember this, God did not create you to be average, so take that first step today.